Hello. I am just going to tell you about some things that have been on my brain and I've really been trying to put into my life. Um I actually saw it was so weird. I saw like two other people talking about this and then I actually met someone new and they were also talking about this, and in-person conversations are just amazing, especially whenever it lines up with something you've been thinking about. But while I talk about this is just a video of me doing some stuff the other day. So what I want to tell you about is choosing. Like, you get to choose what you want to do every day. You have the freedom to choose anything. I mean, you can do anything. And how you do that is by choosing to do it. And I mean, it goes down smaller. While it is big decisions as well, it is small stuff. So like choosing to sweep the floor when you're tired. That's something small, but you're going to be really proud of yourself afterwards. Or for me, this past week, I worked really hard on choosing not to get overwhelmed and frustrated. I seem to get very overwhelmed very easily and very touched out. And that takes a toll on my family for sure. I see we have a young daughter, so I know a lot of relationships go through this. But like me and my husband, I sometimes take my over touchness, I don't know how you say that, and just being overwhelmed out on him. And I mean, it definitely takes a toll. We talk about it quite a lot, but this past week I've been working on just choosing to not let that happen. And whenever I see it, I consciously think, I don't want to be overwhelmed right now. I don't want to lash out. I don't want to say something that is going to be mean to him or anything like that. And I've told him about this. I talked to him about like my little journeys I do, and he will even try to remind me. I'm not at the place yet where I can take his um like reminder as consciously as my own. I I do get a little annoyed whenever he reminds me still, but I am just so proud of myself and how much this is actually worked for me. You know, I've seen a lot of people talk about this, but I don't know, this past week it just actually set in and I started doing it, and it's been amazing. And then in person conversation, I met her through like a mutual person, and she's older than me, and she was talking about how her someone in her family died, and it really got her, and she is choosing to do things that make her scared instead of sitting and sulking in that. And I mean, that's beautiful. And so her thing is that she's choosing to do scary things. So one of them is, we are going, from the mutual friend, we are going on a horseback riding thing around a farm. Gosh, okay, we are going on a horseback riding trail around a farm, and um I was telling her I'm a little nervous, like I haven't been on a horse in a very, very long time. And she was like, yeah, me neither. It's been about 50 years, but I'm choosing not to be nervous. And I was like, wait a second. Are you like, really? I've been wanting this as well. Like, I've been working on this really hard just for this week, actually. And I think it's a beautiful practice. And then she started telling me about it, about how she is choosing to be, she said, fearless. And it was really, really beautiful how it all came together. And it was just like one of those aha moments. Like, this is what I need to do in my life. So many people walk around like feeling like a victim, even, like in their day to day life. Like, oh, this happened today, and why does this happen to me? Why does this, why does the car have to break down? I mean, it sucks, yes, but you have a car, you know? And yeah, it's gonna suck to spend money on it. Right now, I so get it. Like, everything has just been going wrong and wrong and wrong and wrong. And right now is the time that you have to turn that around, or you're never going to be happy. There's always going to be something that's like, oh, well, I have this, but this could be better, or this could be better. And I think just changing your way of choosing how you want to react to situations will ultimately change your life. Like, it's going to go from changing how you react to being overwhelmed to, I think, changing everything about your life. Like, for me, that's one of my biggest things, but that can then move into harder things and harder things, and it's just going to be the way that I react. I'm going to consciously choose to be happy. And you see all those people who are like they're fairies in human form. They're so happy and they're so whimsical. And I've always looked at that and like, how do you do that? Like, real life is going on. How are you just so happy and you just seem so not concerned by what is going on in life? And I think it's because they choose to be happy. Like, it's just that simple. And I mean, it's not that simple, but it genuinely is. It's just choosing to be happy. And I think that is one of the most beautiful things we are handed in life, is that we can choose to do whatever we want and be whoever we want. It doesn't matter what age you are, it doesn't matter what you have going on in your life. You can choose to be who you want to be. And for me right now, I want my life to revolve around my family. I want to be a good wife. I want to be a good mom. I don't want to lash out, and I don't want to be a nervous wreck every time I leave the house. You know? That's going to take a toll on my family. Okay, anyway, let me know what you think about having the freedom to choose. Do you think it is that simple? Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for listening. Bye.